Are you in a bit of a jam? Time got away from you. And now it's 5 o'clock. Family's pulling up the driveway, and you have no idea what to make for dinner. Now, it is summer, right? Which usually means grilling season. So you could just as easily, get some buns, your favorite sliced cheese, and, well, those pre-made beef patties and make cheeseburgers. But you want something that's gonna wow the family, right? You want something that when they take a bite of that cheeseburger, they go, oh, what did you do to this? What did you put in this? I gotta know. Well, that sort of jam, I think I can get you out of. Today, I've got a delicious recipe for you that will go great, well, on a cheeseburger, steak sandwich, and anything else that you probably could think of. Here is how you make it. All right, we are gonna make onion jam. That's gonna go great with our cheeseburgers. It's gonna give it that sweet and salty bite that I think is gonna complement our cheeseburgers perfectly, and it'll definitely be a crowd pleaser. And hopefully, you'll have enough for the entire family. So first things first, you're gonna need 2 yellow onions, okay? It can be about medium to large size. Now, I always like to have a small little mixing bowl here off to the side to kind of help with any of the scraps, especially when working with onions, all this loose skin. So what you're gonna do is cut the top of your onion, not the root side, okay? Cut down the middle of our onion, okay? And then peel like so. That first I always like to do the first kind of layer, and if I see any of that kind of the green, I like to peel that off too. It's not necessarily, that you have to do it, but I do find that bit to be a little bit more kind of off tasting, for lack of a better word. Okay, so we got our 1 onion there. We'll do the same thing here. Put all of our scraps off to the side. Cut down the middle of our root. And repeat the process. Now, like I mentioned, this onion jam is something that you could do for a cheeseburger. You could put it on a steak sandwich. Shout out to Joshua Weissman, okay? And really, anything that you think an onion jam might go great with, piece of meat, chicken, steak, pork, whatever. Now, this is gonna be a quick and easy jam with a few simple ingredients that I'm sure you already have sitting in your kitchen right now, okay? With our onions, what you're gonna do is you are going to cut almost to the end of the onion, okay? Give yourself about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch thick pieces, okay? You're gonna cut one way. And you wanna make sure that you take your time with this, okay? Then you're going to cut kind of right down the middle, going across the onion. Make sure that you're careful. And again, you wanna go almost all the way to the end. Do you see how I'm almost all the way to the end, but not completely, okay? Then, give yourself a nice 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch thick cut, and just chop right down. And there you have it, perfectly evenly sliced onions, okay? Now, we'll repeat the process with the rest of our onions, and then I will meet you over at the stovetop where we're really gonna sweat it out and get these onions jammy. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere. I'll meet you over at the stovetop. Okay guys, we are at the stovetop. I've got a medium saucepan here and I'm gonna heat that up to about medium high, okay? Into our pot, we are going to add 3 tablespoons of butter, and we're gonna wait for that to completely melt. I am using this Challenge butter, okay? That's right, Babish. Coming for you, buddy. No, seriously, hit me up. Let's collab, please. Anyways, I'm using the unsalted butter. The reason why I'm using unsalted butter is because we are going to sweat it out here at the stovetop, and so are our onions. We want our onions to sweat. So in order to do that, we need to draw out the moisture. And how do we draw out moisture out of our onions? Simple, we add salt. So it seems kind of, you know, anticlimactic if we use salted butter. So we're using unsalted butter here, 3 tablespoons, okay? Once that is mostly melted, like I said, we want to try and get all that butter nice and melted, okay? If you need to, play with the heat, turn it down to medium, okay? I'm about medium high right now. Then once the butter has melted, our 2 diced onions will go in, okay? Now, with our diced onions, we want to make sure, okay, that we sweat these onions. So again, I'm going to kind of mix this, get all those onions covered in that beautiful Challenge butter, okay? And then we're just going to kind of go with just a pinch of salt, okay? Make sure that we really sweat these onions, okay? We want to almost get like a nice little caramelization on these onions. And that salt should help draw out that moisture, okay? All right. Now, as the onions go in, and we put that salt in, we're drawing out that moisture. This should take roughly 10 to 15 minutes for it to completely sweat out and get that nice kind of golden brown caramelization that we're looking for. So I'm going to continue to kind of stir. Make sure that you're watching these. If you notice that things are starting to burn, okay, add a little bit of water to kind of help deglaze because we don't want anything to burn, okay? So I will see you in about 10 to 15 minutes when these bad boys have sweated out. All right, guys, it's been about 10 minutes, and as you can see, our onions are kind of more of that beautiful, kind of like golden light brown color, okay? Nothing's burnt, nice caramelization on those onions, okay? At this point, okay, we're getting ready to do our finishing touches for our onion jam. First things first, we're gonna turn our heat down to medium, almost medium low, okay? Then we are going to add in the following ingredients. We're going to add in 3 tablespoons worth of light brown sugar, okay? 1 tablespoon of water, and 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinaigrette. Or excuse me, vinegar. Balsamic vinegar, not vinaigrettes. Hold on now. Hey now. Keep it together, people. Okay, now. Whisk and mix to combined. Okay, now the reason why we're going on a lower temperature, right, is because we want this to kind of slowly evaporate all that liquid and that brown sugar. We don't want it to burn. We don't want any of the onions or the balsamic vinegar to burn, okay? So this is gonna be about 5 to 10 more minutes until all of that liquid has kind of boiled off and you're left with more of a jammy consistency to our onions. This smells fantastic. Okay, I will see you in about 5 to 10 minutes. All right, guys, it has been about 10 minutes, and look at these jammy, delicious onions, okay? That's the consistency we're looking for. We want them to be nice and jammy. Look at that. Those look fantastic. Now, you can cool these in the fridge or just let it come to room temperature and serve immediately over your favorite protein. Meet me over at the kitchen island so we can wrap this jammy onion dish up. Well, there you have it, folks. An onion jam that'll get you out of the jam. In a jam? No, it's in a jiffy, but that doesn't apply here. Anyways, just so you know that I'm not joshing, jamming, little taste test for us. Now, I might be biased, okay, because I love onions, okay? I mean, I want to be buried in onions, a mountain of onions. I eat onions pretty much in every dish, okay? So, take this with a grain of salt, but this is freaking delicious, okay? It's sweet from the brown sugar, but with that salt, and you could add more salt to this if you don't think it's, doesn't have the right salt level. I think this is perfect. It has the right amount of salt, but it still has that sweetness from the brown sugar, a little acidic from the balsamic. This is great. I mean, you could serve this steak taco, steak sandwich, burger, over any piece of meat, really. I mean, it's got that nice balance of savory, salty, and sweetness to it that I think is going to go great with our cheeseburgers that we are cooking up tonight. Thank you so much for watching. If you're ever in a jam, onion jam will get you out of a jam. Unless it's, legal trouble. Then you're going to want to call the jam police. We'll be right back. No, but in all seriousness, thank you so much for watching. What do you want to see me cook next? What is your favorite type of onion? What is your favorite way to cook your onions? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to smash all of those buttons. Until next time, I am Mr. C, the Cook and Teach. And this is Cook and Teach out.